Folks, she is part of a great new show that's getting ready to debut. It's called My Man is a Loser, and I got a feeling many of you probably recognize her more from an amazing resume of commercial work that we hopefully will have time to talk about. Kathy Searle, how are you,
Aw,
Kathy?
I'm great. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be talking to you.
Now, I know, how many times a day does someone go, I know you, I'm not sure where I know you, or do they just come up to you and go, you're that lady in that commercial, aren't you?
You know what? I have to tell you, it has only happened once in my
Ah,
life
bunch of
where
amateurs.
someone came up to me. You're so sweet. I was in the laundromat, too, with no makeup, looking really not cute. And this gentleman came up to me, and he said, I'm so sorry, this is going to be weird, but were you in a movie called Mascata? And I said, yes, oh my gosh. And he had just seen it, I guess it was on Showtime. And then as we were sitting and talking, he suddenly started saying, wait, were you in this commercial? Oh my gosh, and you were in this commercial. And
You've
it
been
was
in like,
so great.
how many commercials have you actually been in? Because I mean, I counted 20.
Well, since I would say the past, I don't know, 8 years on camera wise, I've probably been in about anywhere from 30 to 50.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the radio and the voiceover stuff has been amazing too. I'm really very blessed when it comes to staying a working actor in all facets of the industry, which is great.
Well, we probably would be in trouble if we don't actually talk about what we're supposed to talk about. So let's get to this romantic comedy. My Man is a Loser. You get to be part of a great cast. I mean, Sean Young, John Stamos, Michael Rappaport, a personal favorite of mine. I mean, what a great cast.
Me
So tell everybody
too.
a little bit about the show, and then we'll get more into your character.
Yes, it's a phenomenal romantic comedy. It's coming out in theaters July 25th and same day on demand. And I have to say, I just watched the movie for the first time a couple weeks ago, and I really loved it because I thought this isn't your stereotypical romantic comedy. It really isn't. It's about husbands really wanting to better their relationships with their wives. And it's not just about couples, it's also about friendships, and it's a really great relationship movie. And yeah, I got to work with Michael Rappaport playing his wife. How lucky am I?
He is
I love it.
one crazy dude, though, is he not?
You know what? He plays such a range of characters, but in real life, he's so funny.
He's
He's so laid
hysterical.
back.
Yes.
Yeah, and I mean, really, like, I was in stitches the first time that I met him at the cast dinner when we were sitting there, and I was sitting with John Stamos and Tika Sumpter, and just sort of overwhelmed of, oh my gosh, these people are amazing, and I'm such huge fans of theirs. And we were talking about music and basketball and baseball, and he's such a New York guy, even though he lives in LA most of the time. But he is just like a character. He's just so great. He's everything you want him to be.
It's funny how they describe your relationship in the film, and I had to circle it and mark it because it cracked
Oh,
me
I
up.
love it. Here we go.
Trying to get their mojo back.
Yes,
I
yes,
mean,
very much
so much for the age of seriousness where we're writing in the presser, trying to get their mojo back. The movie
so.
just sounds like so much fun.
It really is. I mean, there's so many great moments in this film that make you laugh out loud, but then you also relate to it too. There's a lot of realism with these relationships. I think men will relate to it, women will relate to it. So it's just a great film, and it's a romantic comedy. And I'm such a sucker for rom-coms myself, and I grew up watching romantic comedies and always fantasizing about being in them. So I get to actually live out that fantasy, which is awesome.
Well, let's go that route for just a moment. Then I'll sidetrack our conversation. We'll talk amongst ourselves for a moment. What is at the top of your list before I reveal my feminine side with my rom com list? But what's at the top of Kathy Searle's list?
Ooh, oh, oh, comedies. This one's tough. Okay, I am an old school girl, so I love like '80s romantic comedies.
It's sad that
Anything
you
by
call that
John
old.
Hughes.
It really hurts that you call that old school too. It really it's just painful at this end. It's just really hard to confess it from that angle. But yes, I feel you. Go ahead and
We're
proceed.
very vintage when we're fans of 80s movies.
Vintage is better. Classic is even better. But go ahead.
I know. But then I also love movies like from the early 80s, late 70s, early 80s, a lot of the Goldie Hawn type movies. So there was a movie called Seems Like Old Times, Best Friends. I loved Best Friends is actually one of my favorites with Goldie Hawn was in that. And I mean, not that Terms of Endearment is really a romantic comedy, but I think, it's one of the best films that I've seen. And then if you want my top, it's Singles.
Singles. That was a very
I
interesting
know.
choice. Yeah, that was not one I would have guessed.
I love
Interesting.
that movie. I really do. I think it was such an underrated movie. Great soundtrack. One of the best casts, too. Campbell Scott, Bridget Fonda, Eric Stoltz, Jeremy Piven, who has a very small role in it and is
Piven
so brilliant in that
Piven
movie.
is everywhere. Who are we kidding?
He is.
It's like
really
he's
is.
the next. It's it's the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. It's like the 4 degrees of Jeremy Piven in like 5 more years. It's just it's not even a challenge anymore. Yeah, he is. He's everywhere.
I know, which is great because he really has staying power and he's busted his butt for years in this business. So I really love that getting Entourage really put him on the map. I would say, and
yeah. I
I
have to just confess, otherwise the phones will light up and I won't be able to get away. So, my top ones, I'm a honk for John Cusack fan because my wife says it's kind of his character is how I am in real life. I'm all quirky and weird, and yeah, that's me. So a lot of those
I love that.
a lot of those 80s and 90s films, but the top of the list is a tie between The Notebook and When Harry Met Sally. So
When Harry Met Sally is a classic. I mean, The Notebook will always make me cry.
Yeah, those are my
and then,
top
of course,
two.
Say Anything.
Yeah, that's my Cusack. Yeah, I love. You know what? Even like Grosse Point Blank and stuff. Just there's something about them, and as my wife says, it's like looking at you. It's so disturbing, and I'm like, thanks, but I don't make that kind of money.
He's very lucky, let me tell you, because he's just amazing. So
yeah. So, you've had a great run with this kind of stuff. It's great to see something else manifest like this for you. You did the Tina Fey film, Baby Mama, Confessions of a Shopaholic, that kind of stuff. And so, is it really getting yourself entrenched into comedy, or is it just still like that? Just seems to be what keeps falling into place.
It's what sort of keeps falling in my lap, and I'm so glad that it is because that's what I've always wanted to do. Ever since I was a kid, someone asked me recently, what was your first memory of really wanting to do comedy? And the sound of my parents laughing at old episodes of the Not Ready for Primetime Players, Saturday Night Live.
Oh, yeah.
I remember specifically hearing their laughter and knowing there was something about that sound. And getting my first laugh when I was in like 5th grade doing a play called Really Rosie was just amazing and euphoric. And I thought, I'm in trouble because this is what I want to do for the rest of my life.
When you read one of the scripts, are you a laugh out loud girl?
Sometimes I am. It depends on the style of comedy. If it is kind of like an old school comedy where it's physical and all of that, I definitely will laugh out loud. The Naked Gun, 33 and a Half, all of those style of movies that are just so great and never really go out of style in my eyes. Those make me really laugh out loud. But then the kind of dark comedies that are happening, I'm loving that too because there is an element of realism that's a little dark and edgy and really entertaining. Great to watch too.
We have to reset the clock now. She made a Naked Gun 33 and a half, 33 and a third reference. So reset the clock, folks. We've got that off our to-do list, and we can credit Kathy Searle for that. The list of commercials are so laugh out loud. My favorite is probably obviously the Crown Jewel scene because
me too.
To me, you just nail the so many people I've met and known over the years. I'm
Yeah.
really, it's kind of sad to say that, but that was like the home run ball. It was like, wow, I know that person. I think I might be related to that person, or I'm working next to that person. And when
Well,
you,
art imitates life
yes,
sometimes.
it does. And so when it comes together, and they're, do they pitch you the commercial like this is what we want you to do, or how do they piece all this together to make it sort of manifest itself? Because these are some odd characters that you play.
Yes, they are. I mean, and they're all in me, sadly. Not sadly. I think it's actually pretty good.
We're live
Um,
with Kathy Searle.
exactly. It's true. I get in touch with all of my inner people. Um, that's my one woman show right there.
Yes, it is.
They have a script, and I've been really lucky. The directors that I have worked with previously, and we often will play and we'll work on what's written, and a lot of the times it's already on the page, and I just sort of bring me to it, and the comedy's already there. And then sometimes improvs will happen, and it will be great. And in that particular spot, the improvs just worked, and it made sense, and it was funny, and it's one of my favorites. And I'm really proud of the commercials that I've been fortunate to do, because they're like mini sitcoms. They
They're
really are.
fantastic. They really are. And I tell you, I couldn't be around you very long because we would just finish each other's sandwiches.
Yes, yes, we would. Embassy Suites, best spot ever too. That was on that TBS funniest commercials. I love that one.
Oh yeah, that one's really good. That's so really good.
Thank
And
you. I have to give credit to the director on that one. Jim Jenkins is like the comedy master. It's really amazing how you can learn the art of comedy, especially for commercials, through these directors. I bow down to them because they're amazing.
it seems as though it's very obvious that you are just very apt at improv. Did you do a lot of that through some of your training and that kind of thing? Or you were an aspiring whose line is it anyway guest?
Oh, I would love that.
I know, me
Yes,
too.
please.
It's
That
like
would be
totally
amazing.
on my bucket list.
Oh gosh.
I just got to interview
Yeah. Well, listen.
Colin and Brad, so I'm like totally like honking at this end of the at this end of the microphone, like, oh man, let's just let it hang out for like an hour.
I know, seriously. Yeah, let's ask them to go to Tampa. I'll fly down there and let's do this. Let's shoot
Oh man, that would be
this.
great. That'd be great.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say I love improv. That's always been a part of my life. I think, again, because my family was really so smart, because they knew that this was something I wanted to do. They encouraged me to watch the older, comics that really paved the way for us. So I was raised on the not ready for primetime players, and the Lily Tomlins and the Gilda Radners, Carol Burnett, all of these amazing women that I learned. Mary Tyler Moore, same thing. And I think because of that, it just made me want to do comedy. So when I got out of college, I jumped into Upright Citizens Brigade classes and worked with some of the best teachers and also some of the best students who were not actors. They were doctors, lawyers, writers, and they wanted to just learn how to be on your toes when you're talking and working with people. And sometimes that's the best training, real life training from just real people.
Oh, and it's so crucial to everyday life. We don't, I think, take um, observation of our improv in our everyday life. I think that's one of the things that I learned a lot when I was speaking with Brad Sherwood about. He's like, you guys improv every day, all day long. So we just
We
happen to
do.
have that focus of our brain and get paid to do it. And, it's an amazing talent and amazing gift. And it manifests itself definitely in your commercial resume. And I can't wait to see it in this new film.
Oh, thank you. Me too. I'm so excited. I really hope that people like this movie. I love it. I'm so proud of everybody in it, and feel very fortunate that I got to meet Michael Rappaport's wife and hang out with John Stamos and, meet all these amazing people.
And you've already confessed your love of the '80s, and you're in the same room with Stamos. I mean, how do you behave?
Well, I got to tell you, my first day on set was one of the last scenes of the movie. So it's like the second to last scene. And I had met John Stamos and Michael Rappaport and Tika and Brian Callen and Heidi. We had all met at the cast dinner. But, once you're on set, It was day 3 of the actual shooting schedule, but it was my first day. I'm in wardrobe, my hair is done, my makeup is done. They're blocking and setting up lights. And I look down and I'm holding hands with Michael Rappaport, and John Stamos is playing the guitar and singing. And I had this moment of, whoa, what is happening right now? How did I get here? This is amazing. And I kind of geeked out inside because, of course, you want to be a professional actress. But I thought, oh, my God. Like the inner child in me was, super nerdy and like, Michael Rappaport's holding my hand and Uncle Jesse is singing to me. I mean,
fantastic. I was waiting for the Uncle Jesse reference. That's what I totally is going through my head right now, Kathy. It's like Uncle Jesse singing to Kathy. It's so romantic.
Yeah, the Beach Boy, the Uncle Jesse. I mean, look at him and he really is delicious. A Greek.
It's fantastic.
So nice too. Everybody was just so cool. There were no egos on the set, which was really awesome. So good. So fun.
When you have some downtime, what is some of the stuff that you like to do?
I am a big music nerd. I love to listen to music and go see as much live music as I possibly can. And I'm an avid reader. I try to read as much as I can. I do love me some self-help books. But I love just great sort of storytelling, Sloane Crosby, all of these, great David Sedaris, the short story form of books. I love that. And then just mindless entertainment. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I love me some Real Housewives of Anywhere at this point of my life. I could sit and watch those for hours and just laugh.
Fantastic. What else is coming up for you after My Man is a Loser?
Well, I shot a pilot called Freak Me, and that was all independent via Kickstarter. It was a group of actor friends of mine, and Guy Oliveri, this great writer, wrote and created these roles for us. And so they're shopping that around. And then I am creating a pilot with a Broadway producer, Ken Davenport, and 9 other actors. And we'll be shooting that sometime in the fall. So I'm really excited about this collaborative process that I feel very, very blessed that I've been able to be a part of.
There it is. There it is.
Hopefully more jobs. If anybody wants a quirky redhead, I'm available.
Oh, and she is. She trust me, watch her commercials. She can play any version of a quirky redhead that you need. I have seen them all. Kathy Searle, and the film is My Man is a Loser. It comes out wide on July 25th, folks. We'll link to some of that. Put the trailer in there. We may even steal one of Kathy's commercial montage video clips or something. Throw that in there for those of you that are catching this online and maybe not know exactly what we're talking about. That way it'll catch you up. So it is definitely highly entertaining. And Kathy, you have got to keep in touch. This has been a good time, and we can definitely do this more often.
That. Yes, yeah. I would love that. Listen, you let me know, and I'll just call. If I'm not working, we'll just shoot the poop, as I like to say.
You talk to your people. I'll talk to my people. We'll do a show.
Yeah, we'll make it happen. I like it.
All right, you take care. God bless. And Kathy Searle, folks, and we will definitely catch up with her again.
Thank you so much. Enjoy the movie.